A wise man once told me that one of the best ways to measure your heart posture before the Lord is to take a look at your bank account and to take a look at your calendar. Where we spend our time and our money is a clear indicator of our heart before the Lord, of what we really think is important, what we're really pursuing with our life. If this is your first time on the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date whenever we post new content. Now, the best way to start this out is if we dive right into the Word, so let's start there in Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 through 21. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And it's that last part of the verse that I really want to touch base on. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. There is a direct correlation with the way that we utilize our finances and the condition of our heart. See, money is an amazing tool. Money itself is actually amoral, meaning that the actual dollar bills that are in your pocket, they're not evil, they're not good, they're not anything. They're just a resource. So this resource, like many other resources in the earth, can be used for great good or could be used for great evil. And money has this amazing ability, if used the right way, to really position our hearts to receive a ton of blessing and a ton of spiritual maturation. So when we talk about money, really at the end of the day, I believe we're boiling it down to our security. A lot of people are able to find security in money, making sure that they have the right possessions, making sure that they have the right social status, the right car, the right house, this and that. And having money provide this for us is not completely wrong, as long as our heart is in the right place. You see, if we're trying to find our security in money and the comforts it brings and the pleasures it brings and the joys it brings, if that's where our security is based, then we're surely not utilizing money in the right way. If instead our security comes from God, and really the way that we want to manage his money is to his glory, however that looks, then we know that money is really taking its rightful place in our life, as we don't put our security in it, but instead we have our security in God. You see, there's a battle taking place inside our hearts around this area of money and finances. There's a war being waged in our soul. This really gets described well in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24, which says, "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and wealth." So by serving God, that doesn't mean that we don't get to have any of the pleasures of wealth. It just means that our heart's disposition, the condition of our heart, is towards serving God alone, obeying God, doing everything we can to follow Jesus. It's not about serving our temporal desires. It's not about serving all those pleasures of the world that we seek to have. Now, in saying this, it's really important to realize that in this Bible verse, this isn't a both and statement. This is an either or thing. We can't be wishy-washy with how we approach the way that we manage God's money. If we try to do a little bit for God, a little bit for us, and we're kind of in that middle, in that tension point, 9 times out of 10, we're going to get drawn to that place that drives us towards our comforts, the physical comforts of this world, the things that really appeal to our 5 senses. And it's going to be more difficult for us to really serve God with our wealth. And so we have to make a pretty impactful stance in our heart, saying, hey, you know what, God, I'm here to serve you with everything, with all of me, including my finances.